We got in the Logitech MX Brio and we're gonna put it up against the highly popular Logitech Brio. We are gonna nerd out on all of the video quality in different environments. Of course, test out the microphone with noise in the background so you can see and hear for yourself which one is better and if it's worth the upgrade from the Brio to the MX Brio. Starting out in my home office here, I have my ceiling lights on as well as the curtains open for natural light on the side of my face here. Looking at the two pictures, you can definitely tell more detail with the MX Brio, more color and detail, where the Brio, it kind of has, at first it was better color, but then after looking at them back and forth quite a few times, the Brio just kind of looked like a more outdated style picture compared to the MX Brio. Next up, I added a key light in front of my face as well as a hair light behind me here, which I typically do for these videos. And I thought for sure the MX Brio would be much better in this, but I kind of prefer the Brio in this lighting scenario. What do you think? Did you prefer the MX Brio or the Brio with all of the studio lights and natural light? For the darkroom test, I turned off all of the overhead lights, closed the curtains, turned off all the key light and hair light. And surprisingly, both images were not completely blacked out because there was basically no light in the room at all. So surprisingly, both performed very well, but you can see the Brio looks a lot more pixelated compared to the MX Brio, where you see more detail and less pixelation and distortion. All the previous tests have been 90-degree field of view. This is what it looks like in three different options: 90 degree, 78 degree, and 65 degree field of view. This is with the home office setup and the natural light being on the left side of my face. You can tell with the Brio, it has a more balanced color. Even though there's less light on the right side of my face, it has a more balanced color, whereas the MX Brio has more of a contrast. You can see the natural light on the left side of my face and more shadows on the right side. Both webcams have the same options for field of view, 3 different options. As well, it appears they have the same amount of zoom in level, but with the MX Brio, it does have more detail when you are zoomed in. Now, before I attach both of these webcams to my laptop and walk around the house and even go outside to see how well it performs in a variety of environments, let's test out the microphone so you can hear for yourself what they sound like. All right, now this is what it sounds like. My voice is being recorded directly through the Logitech Brio webcam, and this is what you can expect the voice quality to sound like in a quiet environment. This is what it sounds like. With a quiet environment, this is what it sounds like through the microphone of the MX Brio. This is what you can expect your voice to sound like during a phone call or video meeting when you're using the microphone. All right, this is what it sounds like with keyboard typing going on in the background. This is what it sounds like on the Logitech Brio and typing. All right, now this is what it sounds like with typing going on in the background of the MX Brio. This is what it sounds like. And if you want to take your microphone noise cancellation to the next level, we actually have an app called Neep noise canceling software that you can download onto your computer. Have a listen. Now, this is what it sounds like with the MX Brio and Neep noise canceling software and typing going on in the background. This is what it sounds like with Neep noise canceling software. All right, this is what it sounds like with barking dogs going on in the background on the Logitech Brio. And this is what it sounds like with barking dogs going on in the background. This is what it sounds like with the MX Brio and barking dogs. Now, this is what it sounds like with barking dogs going on in the background with the Neep noise canceling software. Hi, this is what it sounds like on the Logitech Brio with crying babies going on in the background, and this is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like with crying babies on the MX Brio microphone. This is what it sounds like when you have crying babies in the background.
And this is what it sounds like with crying babies going on in the background with Neep software. This is what it sounds like.
Neep noise canceling software is able to block out dogs barking, kids playing, or even people talking if you're in an office so that you can have a better conversation. You can go to neep.com and try it for yourself to see how it works for you. It's an easy app you download onto the computer and it will work with any of your phone system like Zoom, Teams, or any others. What did you think of the microphone performance of both the Brio and the MX Brio? The original Brio sounded more echoey. It didn't sound as rich or deep. It sounded more tinny and echoey, whereas the MX Brio sounded better with less echo, but it still wasn't very good on the noise cancellation side. Now back to the video tests. I connected up both webcams to my laptop and was recording them both at the same exact time. And when I stopped at the first stop in the living room chair, I noticed that the MX Brio had more of a cooler color to it versus the MX Brio looked like it had a warmer tone. When I sat down at the kitchen counter, I noticed that the Brio had a more balanced color compared to the MX Brio, and I preferred the Brio in this scenario just a little bit more because it's more balanced. The kitchen table shot I thought looked the best as there's the most amount of natural light coming into the front of my face, but the MX Brio just outshined the Brio to me. You can see so much detail on the MX Brio, all of the grays in my beard, and it just looked really nice to me. When it comes to going outside, this is where the Logitech MX Brio just completely destroyed the Brio. You could clearly see all of the details of my face as well as the background, no matter which direction I rotated the camera or how much sunlight was being cast on me or the background, whereas the Brio completely washed out the background. It just over contrasted it and just was unable to perform very well. And even after taking them inside, the Brio took a long time for it to readjust back to a normal color. The LogiTune software is what allows you to adjust the settings of both of the webcams and also keep them both up to date, performing their best. Both have almost the same options that you can adjust as far as the field of view and zoom levels, but the MX Brio has two main features that the regular Brio doesn't. The first one is something called Right Sight. This is an AI-powered feature of the MX Brio that's going to automatically try to front and center you in the middle of the picture to try to make you look your best. You can change it from a distance away from the lens, from further, default, and closer, which I thought worked very well and also was fast at framing you up. The second feature is something called ShowMode. You can turn it on or off, but with it on, when you rotate the MX Brio down, it's kind of like a top-down shot you would do to get a close-up of a product, or maybe you want to show your writing. And the ShowMode feature actually rotates the picture upside down so that you're actually reading it properly on camera. Whereas if you didn't have ShowMode, it would be upside down and kind of having to turn your head to try to read what is on the webcam. One thing I found interesting is that the clip that is used to attach the MX Brio to your monitor or display really wasn't designed to use the show mode feature as far as pointing the MX Brio downward, because no matter how I adjusted it, it always seemed to fall off the monitor display. I had to use the tripod in order to get a proper top-down shot. The last thing I noticed that is different in the LogiTune software was the color adjustments for the MX Brio. Had a couple extra options that you can adjust, and that's about it. If the better camera, microphone, and additional settings are worth the upgrade to you, then go to our website, headsetadvisor.com/MX Brio, or click the product on the screen here, and make sure you use coupon code YouTube, all one word, to get an even bigger discount. And if you're looking to deploy this for a team of people, reach out to our team of advisors and we can get you a unit to try. Just call, email, or live chat, and we'd love to help you out. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. Otherwise, if you want to learn more about that Neep noise canceling software, we actually did a full in-depth review, tested against a blender and all sorts of noises. You can check out that video right up here. Think you'll appreciate that video. Well, that's all I got for you on this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you on the next one.